Hi my friends, welcome to a new video. My name is Prudence and I'm the creator behind the webcomic series Planet Prudence. You can find me on Instagram, but here on YouTube I'm mainly making like studio vlogs and artist related videos, and this week I'm going to be showing you my favorite graphic novels. I did notice that in my top 5 favorite graphic novels there are 2 that are from the same author. With graphic novels I feel like you need to find and feel that connection with the artwork as well as with the story. Let's start with the video. The first graphic novel that I want to show you is Fake Blood. This one has it all. It is a middle grades coming of age graphic novel, and it follows AJ who is in high school, and I really love graphic novels or movies or books that are set in high school or in prison. I mean, I feel like those two have something in common. But this one follows AJ and he feels like he's too average in comparison to the rest of the students. This graphic novel is about vampires and slayers, and you know, they have all some specialty to them, and AJ feels like he's too normal. This is like a book for everyone who ever felt too average, but both the storyline and the artwork is so lovely. I read this one in one sitting and I haven't felt guilty about that. it was an amazing book. I really loved I loved everything about it. Even though I'm not one for fantasy, it really doesn't matter because that's not really the main thing in this novel. Like, if you're not really for fantasy but you're like me and you love like a good high school story, this is also one that will probably keep you in its magic, pun intended. The next graphic novel is an artist that I've been following for so long, and she has always been like one of my favorite artists and a comic artist. She's like everything at once. She's like great illustrator, great comic artist, she is a great personality, she's a great YouTuber. It's no other than Frannerd. I love her work. I loved her graphic novel. I mean, her drawing style is amazing. Her and Ed, they were traveling and like moving, and I believe that they traveled to Berlin, Cologne, Paris, Boston and New York. Eventually they moved to New York, where they're now living. I just loved the style in this one. Now that I have it in my hands, I think that I'm going to reread it. It's been 3 years since I read it now, and I feel like I want to reread it. So I'm going to leave this aside and I'm just going to this is going to probably be my next read again. We're following the couple at the time, traveling. It's really touchy-feeling, but it's so real. It's so real. Like, I love how I believe that Ed is doing like the storyline and Fran is drawing everything, and it really works so well. And this graphic novel, I believe, was first published in Spanish, and then an English version came and I picked it up immediately. I really had to have it. Just so catchy, so human, and so real. Like, it's raw, and that's what, like, when I think about Fran, that is what she is. Like, what she stands for. She's raw and she's honest and authentic, and this graphic novel is all of that. My next favorite graphic novel is In Real Life by Cory Doctorow, or Doctorow. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a really hard name for me to pronounce. And Jen Wang. I love Jen Wang's art style. It's so close to my own art style. I don't want to either humiliate her art style when she thinks that mine's crappy, but I feel like maybe it comes close to my own art style in a way. and the story is so strong in this one. It follows this girl who is spending a lot of her free time on an MMO game, and she meets this Chinese boy who is really poor and is doing illegal stuff in the game, like things that the game is not approving, and like basically like mining or gold farming, or I don't know how it's called. I don't really play a lot of games, but it like also it doesn't matter for this book. If you don't play a lot of games, you will probably understand what it's about. And I really had to look up what an MMO was at the time. I do know now, but anyway, this boy is doing illegal things that are not like that he's not supposed to be doing according to the terms of service of the game. Anya, who is the main protagonist in the novel, she's learning that this boy's real life is at stake. So there's like this thing between right and wrong, and it's really beautiful to watch. This graphic novel goes really deep when it comes to personal issues and like choosing between right and wrong, and when is wrong right in certain ways, and when do you approve of someone else's like illegal activities, and when is something like really illegal. I mean, it's something, it doesn't harm anyone, I think, that this boy is doing these activities and is doing this gold farming and selling some things like because someone else is buying them. I mean, it's like it really gets you thinking. So it's a wonderful graphic novel, beautifully drawn, wonderful artwork by Wang. Graphic novels are so easy to get through as well. I mean, it sparks your creativity, it sparks your motivation to read, it sparks everything that needs to be sparked, and wonderful stories at the same time. The next graphic novel, it's Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol. So Anya, my inner child related to her, like she doesn't fit in at school, she's like self-conscious about her body, she's like having a messy family or family situation, and she's like not fitting in anywhere. All of a sudden she's falling down a well and she meets a new friend who is a ghost. Like she's been dead for centuries, and she befriends this ghost. We're following the relationship that she develops with this ghost, and the friendship and the forever pact that they close. In her vulnerability, Anya is just befriending this ghost, but there are some strings attached, and you're seeing how this friendship develops and how you first love the ghost, then kinda like you don't really know what to think about the ghost, and then like it develops into like your feelings also change throughout the novel, and that's really like that's just a nice experience to have while reading. I have the same thing when reading other books. I really love how my feelings for a character can change throughout the book, and when a book does this to you, you know that it captured you entirely. And I would suggest reading this in October or maybe September, like if you're already looking forward to Halloween. We're August right now, so let's not go too far ahead, like we haven't had any summer yet. And I'm really looking forward to kind of like a little bit of sunshine before fall starts. So pick this one up by the end of September when fall starts, or maybe like read it just a little bit before Halloween. I'm sure that will be the nicest setting that you can have to read or reread this graphic novel. I'm probably going to pick it back up around fall. Anya's Ghost, I would highly recommend. The final graphic novel I have for you today is probably my number one. It's by Wang, The Prince and the Dressmaker. It's a wonderful graphic novel. It's also pretty thick, but it follows this prince who is who has like a hidden side, and his dressmaker, like only a handful of people know that he has this other side where he goes into character and dresses up into dresses. So the Prince Sebastian, he goes into character, and that's like his secret. You know, and Francis, who is the dressmaker, is his secret weapon, because she's the one who is making the dresses too. Sebastian's parents are also looking for a bride for him, and he's like too busy with hiding his secret and also loving his the character that he's taken on and wearing the dresses, and like it's his secret, it's his passion. He's putting so much energy into hiding that, and he's also putting so much energy into hiding Frances, who is making the dresses. But she at the same time is also like being his secret weapon as the dressmaker means she's also a secret, so she has to hide her abilities and her skills. So it's really a graphic novel that shows all the most wonderful feelings, but also at the same time is very, very real and raw. Like when you're struggling with like your identity, when you're struggling with your sexuality, it's also a great graphic novel that you will probably also be able to relate to, because the feelings, like it doesn't have to necessarily be that exact situation that you're in right now, but the feelings that this one is showing and speaking to is one that you will be able to relate to if you're in this kind of situation. Hiding something and a big part of you from your family is already tough on its own, but finding in a graphic novel is one that you know, you feel seen, you feel comforted, you feel like you're not the only one. And I feel that this graphic novel is really one that you should pick up if you're in that kind of situation. And for me, The Prince and the Dressmaker, it's wonderful. It's also by Wang, who I said that I feel a strong connection between her work and mine. So it's obvious that this is like my #1 graphic novel. The story is so grasping and amazing and wonderful. The drawing style, same, wonderful. Wonderful. I got this from one of my patrons, Robert, and I'm so thankful that he sent this to me. It's my favorite graphic novel so far. So these were my 5 favorite graphic novels. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy it. Also, massive thank you to my patrons for allowing me to make these videos for you. And also, please check out my web shop, planetprudence.com, if you enjoy my work or if you want to check out some of my apparel. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!